Hello, welcome to Apex 2023. I am joined by Ramon on the Koh Young booth. Ramon, always a pleasure to chat to you. We often talk in Guadalajara in Mexico. I haven't been there for a long time, so today I'm relying on you to tell me what's going on. It seems that Mexico is just going from strength to strength as a market for manufacturing. All the reshoring trends, all the ally shoring trends we're seeing point to more business for Mexico. Is that what you're seeing, and can Mexico keep pace in terms of talent to support all this growth?
Hey, always a pleasure to see you, to talk to you, and you're welcome to go back to Guadalajara. So yes, we have a specific challenge, I think, globally, and now we're seeing that in Mexico, where people, the talent, a lot of times is difficult to get, from the company. So we start thinking differently a little bit. For example, in my region, in Mexico, we just have some internal promotions. So we had some opportunities for TS engineers, for sales, for service management, and our decision was to promote within the company. I think that's very important for all the companies, that there's people there in the line just waiting to have the correct opportunity, and as a managers, that's what we need to work for, just to see the strength of our people, work with them, and get them ready for the future. And I think for Koh Young, specifically in Mexico, we saw that moment and we took advantage of the good talent that we have inside of the company.
Yeah, I think that recruiting, supporting, training, and promoting talent internally is hugely valuable. When you look at what's going on in Mexico at the moment, you're seeing a lot of growth. Is that in Guadalajara in the center, or is it in all of the regions at the moment?
I will say it's in all the regions, but especially in Guadalajara and Chihuahua. Well, the state of Jalisco, the state of Chihuahua, we observed a huge boom last year for EV specifically, for example. And we see that trend that is in that same direction for this year. But we have some state like Tamaulipas, which is 100% automotive. We're seeing that they are picking up as well for normal combustion automotive sector. Nuevo León is similar with EV, with automotive, so there's a mix in the territories.
Okay, and in terms of the technical demands, Mexico's always been kind of pushing towards the front in terms of Industry 4.0, automation, new technology. Is that continuing? Are you seeing more demand for more inspection, but also things like K-Smart?
Yes, so Industry 4.0, I think, in a lot of cities in Mexico are one of the things that the customers are looking for, especially not only the big EMS. I think they're a little bit more advanced, or they have a little bit more time on that. But also we're starting to see that in small EMS contract manufacturers, where they're using K-Smart as a tool to really go to a smart factory, to automate different processes and to reduce a little bit of labor, because if you have 4 or 5 AOIs, you can centralize everything. So I think that is a lot more common in all the EMS.
Yeah. And obviously that pressure is partly talent shortage, but labor rates are rising as well. My understanding is that we're seeing a little bit of labor inflation in Mexico at the moment. Is that true?
Yes, I think it's a big challenge. I think for Mexico it's good. I mean, for people it's good that there's a lot of demand for talent. So that means that you will be able to grow and to go to other companies. But again, as a company, you need to be careful and put the correct opportunities for the people, right? That they decide to stay with the company, not only because of the money, but because of the atmosphere that you have in the company. And I think that's the most important, right? That people decide to stay with you because of what you are. And I think in Koh Young, as we always say, we are a family, right? And we've been lucky enough that we are not losing people, but still we see some people that are trying to get into the company.
Yeah, and I think it is those soft parts of employment, not just the salaries that are important. You want to feel part of something interesting, something special, and something exciting. And Koh Young kind of presses all those buttons. Last question: when you look at the companies that are growing, we're obviously used to seeing the big multinationals do very well in Mexico. Are you seeing any domestic players start to come through? And are you seeing an influx of perhaps some more Asian players as well?
I always say, as Mexico, we need to develop more the domestic market for EMS. So the answer is no. We are not seeing a lot of domestic players. What we are seeing, not only big companies moving to Mexico, but also medium, small companies moving to Mexico from the outside. But we still haven't developed that part in Mexico.
Yeah, that's going to be an interesting phase in the development of the region, isn't it? When we start to see those domestic players come through, I think it's a big challenge, but still the industry seems to grow very well.
Right. Yeah, it's one of the challenges I think we have as a country. Hopefully for the future we'll start to see more domestic players in Mexico.
Yeah, it just takes investment. Ramon, great to talk to you. Look forward to talking to you again. Hopefully next time in Mexico over a beer.
Sure.